Hey everyone, welcome to the OddsJam YouTube channel. So this is my first video for OddsJam. So to quickly introduce myself, I'm Robbie. I recently partnered with OddsJam to produce content on how I use OddsJam and how I think it can help you. So if you're new here, there's a ton of content available on this channel from a variety of contributors. Be sure to check it all out. I also started my own YouTube channel called Perfect Hedge Sports. Link is in the description if you're interested in more of my content. YouTube's very much a work in progress, but I'm looking to get more videos out for you guys soon. So today, I'm going to walk through a bit about my sports betting experiences in general and how OddsJam has helped me improve and execute my strategies and ultimately increasing my profitability as a bettor. So my personal background, I was a finance major in college. I'm currently a senior financial analyst for my day job. I've always been good with numbers. That's been like an inclination I've had my entire life. Figuring out what to do with that, I ended up in finance. But while you can certainly have success with any background in sports betting, I definitely think having the finance background helped me in getting started with sports betting and some of the strategies I've used, just understanding the numbers, movement, and calculations and all of that, being able to do some quick math, has really helped me build my bankroll and take home profits. So I didn't bet on sports much until it was legalized in Pennsylvania and New Jersey, outside of a couple of Vegas trips. Before that, I spent most of my time on fantasy sports and following my favorite professional teams. I'm from the Philly area, so I'm an Eagles, Sixers, Flyers, and Phillies fan. But once sports betting became legal in my area, I started getting more involved in betting. It was successful at first, but on a pretty small scale. I took advantage of promotions and all, but I wasn't overly strategic on like a large scale with how to maximize what I was betting on and truly getting the most out of everything that I was doing. So of course I was trying to win money at the end of the day, but it was more for fun than trying to create a stream of income and just, kind of bragging rights to an extent. But recently I realized the power of sports betting and how many opportunities are out there to make a good bit of money doing it. So I started using arbitrage strategies around September 2020, right around the beginning of the NFL season back then, which is when I first realized how rampant these opportunities were for arbitrage and middle specifically. With several books setting their own odds and others using a few different odds suppliers, there's a somewhat surprising amount of line discrepancies that can be taken advantage of every single day. Back then, a few of my friends and I would manually search through the books every weekend for all the NFL games looking for these opportunities. And we were successful, but it was a ton of work. We went through hours every Saturday and Sunday going through and trying to find these. Once we discovered OddsJam this past summer, we instantly became enamored with it. It automated literally everything we were doing from a searching standpoint. It was a tool that we had quite literally dreamt of. It made everything so easy for us. And OddsJam continues to do that. And the best part about it is that you'll catch way more opportunities just because of the alerts and dashboard system. You only have to be in one place. You can monitor a ton of books all at once rather than having FanDuel, DraftKings, BetMGM, all of them up at the same time, trying to find, any kind of error or anything like that, trying to find, differing lines. But having this dashboard, having alerts when these things happen makes this incredibly easy, almost too easy. At this stage with my betting, I don't arb or middle too much. I'm not out there like draining my bankroll every day doing arbs and middles, but I definitely take advantage of some of the crazy opportunities that come up, almost all of which I caught as a result of the email alerts. So if you take a look at my screen over here now, see some of these opportunities that I've caught using the OddsJam alert system, and quite easily you're able to identify that these should not have been the lines posted, which is why I went so heavy on them. So Tommy Pham runs that line, usually runs about plus 100 to plus 150 for most guys. He was hitting lead off for a hot Padres team at the time. So getting that at plus 360 was pretty amazing. I think that the line settled probably around minus 110 either way. So that was a nice little find. I do tend to go a little lighter on player props, as you can tell, but also that wasn't a guaranteed outcome, of course. So just use that as a very highly EV play. The two in the middle, so Patriots 0 spread first half effectively equates to the money line. That was probably going off at about minus 200. That was the week 2 game of the 2021 season against the Jets. Able to get some on that, and the rest of my account went to the over 0 for the first half. I got the email alert that there was a middle between over 0 and under 19.5. I was pretty amazed by that, so I checked it out, and sure enough, over 0 for the first half was there, and it paid out the second. I think the Patriots kicked a field goal pretty early in the game, and it paid out immediately, and I was pretty shocked by that. But these are the opportunities that are out there. The one up top right, I know I'm partially blocking it. Over 4.5. This just happened last week. Um, Over 4.5 for the Rockies Diamondbacks game. I think it was supposed to be the first half total, but it ended up being the full game total. Let that one ride. That was nice. And then the Panthers money line. Obviously, that's a lot less money I put on that. That was the flip line from coincidentally again against the Jets in week 1 of this season. I didn't have much on my FanDuel account at the time, but I laid the rest of it on that at plus 142. I think that line closed around minus 200. So some pretty amazing finds here that, I mean, are only up for maybe a couple of minutes max, especially once people start seeing that something's out there and betting on it. You know, the books are going to close that market as soon as they can to limit their exposure. But I mean, the only way you're seeing these things outside of pure luck and coincidence of being on the book at that time is through the OddsJam alert system. So in my opinion, these kind of alerts alone warrant getting on OddsJam. I've seen some crazier ones than this I haven't been able to get on. I just got the alerts, and by the time I was, loading the book up, I wasn't able to bet it. But these kind of things exist a lot more than you would think. And beyond arbitrage and middles, OddsJam allows you to track your bets, compare odds for all upcoming games and the most commonly bet on sports: football, basketball, golf, tennis, hockey, everything. And also identify positive expected value bets, and even more than that. It's an extremely powerful tool for any bettor to leverage, no matter your desired strategies, but especially if you want to do arbs, middles, things like that. I mean, OddsJam, I have never seen a better tool than this. And outside of the strategies I've talked about that have really driven a lot of my profits, I still bet fairly frequently for entertainment. So I'm not trying to be a professional sports bettor, only doing the serious bankroll building bets. Like, obviously I do that majority of the time, but I throw out some long odds or fun parlays to have some skin in, like the total NFL slate while I'm watching Red Zone on Sunday. I use OddsJam to find the best book to usually place those on, but I'll still throw those in. Even though they might not always be positive EV, I look at it as trying to make myself look like a normal bettor to the books. Keeps the fun side of betting alive for me. And also promotions like, the Barcelona Over tournament in itself, a lot of people don't think is positive EV from what I've seen. I am actively competing in that, and I'm doing pretty well so far. I'm going to do a video in the near future on the strategy I've taken to that. So keep an eye out for that. And I'll analyze more promotions going forward as well. So some tips I'll leave you with for today: track your bets, at least your overall standing. So, I mean, obviously if you're placing a lot of bets in a given day, it can be really tough, but if you're arbing, middling, things like that, definitely want to track everything you're doing. At a bare minimum, you want to track your net P&L, deposits, withdrawals, and current balance, just to see how you're trending. So that way you have some level of measurability. Maximizing your promotions, especially the sign-up promotions. I mean, they're incredibly powerful. They're incredibly positive expected value. I know Caesar's out there with a $5,000 risk-free bet in certain states, and that's an unbelievable offer if you have the cash to do it. And everything's to scale, of course. So videos I'll generally, max out those promotions. Everything is to scale. So if you can only bet 1,000 or 500, you can, it's still incredibly positive expected value. You're just going to make proportionately less based on the amount that you're actually betting. Leverage arbing and middling to build your bankroll. You really can't beat it. You can start out with a little start up with sign up promotions, arb and middle for a little bit, and then you have a decent little bankroll to play with for, EV betting. But I would say the most important thing is, at the end of the day, you got to figure out a system that works for you, whatever that may be, whether it's arbing, middling, none of the above, anything like that. You have to be completely comfortable with what you're doing and trust yourself. And if you do that, then you'll be success. That's one of the keys to success, in my opinion. If you don't trust what you're betting on, you need to second guess yourself. These lines move way too quickly. For any of the EV, any of the arbs, middles, if you're going to get some good opportunities, you got to be quick. So it's really important to gain your comfort with everything and understand your process, whatever that may be. So thanks for tuning in today, guys. Look out for more of my content in the near future. If you're looking for more of my personal content, I'll continue to contribute to the OddsJam YouTube. But head over to my YouTube channel for more of my personal videos. And if you haven't signed up for OddsJam yet, use my link posted in the description. Feel free to send over any questions you have. Obviously, OddsJam can help you with that as well. But if you have questions specifically for me, interested to hear my perspectives, you can email me at perfecthedgesports@gmail.com. I've posted that link down there in the description for you as well. But thanks again, guys, and keep an eye out for my future videos.